how do you capitalize now on your regular business? How do you make the TV equal money in your business every day?
For me, it's positive story. Man, I went, and I'm not going to get political, but no matter which side you're on, we can all agree we're in a divided country right
Yeah.
now, right? And I don't care which side you're on. I live in Georgia, and so we're lucky. Like Atlanta, one great thing about Atlanta is everybody gets along here, man. Like black, white, Republican, Democrat, we're all, you'd be amazed. Like you meet someone, you're like, 100% that's a Democrat. You find out they're like hardcore Republican, right? Like Atlanta is, it's kind of like Florida too. Atlanta's a really diverse area. But like, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm all about getting positive because everyone's getting so negative. So I just believe that if you focus on positive, you're going to stand out like heavily because everybody, I don't care which side, we're all just negative. We're complaining, we're sad, we're upset, we're depressed. I get it. But if I come in positive, like you're going to hear me. You may not agree with me, but you're going to hear me. You're going to know what I'm saying. And so I've really, about 5 years ago, I just went to the positive side of it. And I just love telling the stories, man. And I'm addicted to it. And it's fun. And it's brought my energy back up. I mean, doing something for 25 years, you start to get kind of bored with it. And I love it. And I love the story. So for me, it's positivity and the stories. And the positivity is what the media needs. And so even if you just put it on Facebook or you put it on YouTube, I mean, people ask me this all the time. Well, how come you aren't on YouTube? Well, I do good on TV, right? It's easier for me just to stay on TV now. And YouTube's hard. But I'm going to tell you something. The people that are doing well on YouTube are killing it compared to what we did on TV. Like killing it. And it's still the number one search. YouTube is the number one search engine. Let me say that again. More than Google. YouTube is now the number one search engine. So I don't care if you and your wife are the only people on the truck and you got like BFE junk removal. Dude, you can grow a brand on your own right now on YouTube. You do not need to go on TV. And honestly, it's a waste of time. If you're not already on TV, it's a waste of time trying to get on. Like I tell people all the time, come on my show, help me do the junk. We'll push the local social media for you. And then you start filming your stories with your clients on YouTube. Because everybody's got a story, man. Like every one of your clients has a story. But I mean it like, and Matt Beasley and I were talking about this from Aloha Junk. He and I talk about this all the time. Like, you make more money doing the right thing than you do doing the wrong thing. Like, let's dumb that story down. Say it was $600. It's easy actually to make the decision not to take $220,000. That's a pretty easy decision because you're like, I'm gonna get called, I'm gonna go to jail, blah 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 blah. $200, $400, it's like, you start to think it, right? I've never seen someone like Matt found the other day, he found $10,000 in silver coins. They had already gotten it on the truck. They weren't going through every drawer at the house. The house was a total clean out. They get back to the warehouse, they're sorting it, and they found the coins. And they did the extra work to find out which client it was, right? And then they took it back to the client and gave it to him. And the client called the local news to tell them how great these guys were. And they got, I think they did like 50 grand that week.
See, that's
in extra business because they did the right thing. So I don't want to preach, but like, oh my God, reward your guys, man. When they find something like that and they return it, you give them cash out of your pocket from the business. Reward your guys, give them good money. I do a 1% on every job, goes into a bucket. And then I started this about 5 years ago, and it changed because for me, my guys would always drive the trucks under the trees. I'd lose a bit of my truck once. I'd have to re-roof it once a year. And now when I do that, the money for that comes out of that pot, that 1%. Right? When the guys forget their pocket knives, and I got to go to Home Depot and buy 6 new pocket knives because nobody brought their pocket knives, that's coming out of that pocket. But what happened was I started none of my supplies got taken. My guys all started watching their trucks, like everything, all my expenses started dropping. And so that 1% at the end of each quarter, the guys split it equally.
Nice.
And what I found was so like one Christmas, the guys each got like an extra $7 grand.
That's amazing.
That's a lot of freaking money, dude. I don't care who you are. $7 grand. If you gave me $7 grand, I'd be happy. I'd be real happy. That's a lot of money. I don't care who you are. And the one thing my guys, I used to do it at the end of the year. And they were like, man, a year is like a decade for us. They're like, it's got to be quarterly. I'm not even thinking about a year from now. I just don't want to. He's like, I don't want to be in jail in a year. And he's like, if you can bonus me quarterly, it means more to me. And so I always try to listen to the guys, like what action. I thought, I mean, I'm thinking I deserve a parade for this idea. I think I'm the greatest guy in the world. And they're like, yeah, but you can pay your bills. We can't. And I was like, oh, you're right. So I changed it to a quarter. And it, dude, I'm telling you, it dropped my costs so much. And now they get excited when they find stuff. Like they find money and gold. We bring in. I mean, I think some of you guys have heard me tell this story. We do a glass fish bowl next to the hoarder on every job, not plastic, glass. And the reason we do that is anytime we find change, because you find change in every house, drop it in that glass fish bowl. Because it's glass, it goes ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. So that first 2 hours, the client can hear that they can trust us constantly. They hear that change every 3-4 minutes. And so what we learned is that we do that so much the first day that they already trust us by the time we get back on the second day. Wow. And it's just a spare change that you and I find on every house anyway. Yeah. And then they tell us, and they're so happy. And so how does that convey to other business? They're so happy they go and they tell all their friends about how great we did. And I didn't even have to ask for a referral. Their friends are calling me, asking us to come check another house before we leave that one because they're so pleased with what we're doing. And so I've always just really hustled, like, how do I monetize my no's, right? Like, if you're going to say no to me, you're not going to hire me. Great. That means you're going to DIY. You're going to do it yourself. And if you're going to do it yourself, what can I sell you the supplies? Can I just do it? Can I sell you a dumpster? Like, what else do you need if you're going to do it yourself? Because I'm still trying to get, 200 out of that helps them. Because if they're going to do it themselves, then they never were my client. Right. And that's okay. So I'd still rather help them at that point. Yeah. And I don't know, man, I'm obsessed at 25 years in now, 26 actually this year. I'm just obsessed with, okay, like, I will say that, and this is cheesy, but I will say this. 10 years ago, I gave up trying to get rich. And you've done well. So I think at some point you did this too. Like, for me, I just said, okay, because every time I tried to get rich, like I had a whole thing on HSN, Home Shopping Network. I thought I was going to be a millionaire. I lost everything. I mean, I lost 200 grand, man. I lost a lot of money. And because I was trying to get rich, I wasn't trying to help people. And at the end of the day, we are help. That's what we do. All this we help people. That's what we do. And so I just stopped trying to get rich. And I actually look at my numbers less. Now I used to look at it by the minute. Like I like to know by the hour who's profitable by the hour. And I look at that on Friday now. But yeah, so 7-figure junk is saying it right now. Don't worry about the money. Do the work. Do the right thing. It happens. Amen. It fucking does, man. You do the work. You focus on helping people. The dollars come. If you focus on the dollars, it doesn't always work out. And I had to like religiously give into that. Like spiritually, I had to give up and give into that and trust that it would work. And when you actually do that with your employees, with your clients, like, dude, it works, man. It freaking works. It just does. And
I've always been on that, man. And like even getting into junk removal now, and a lot of the guys, their first question to me is like, well, how much you making right now? And I always say, I'm not really worried about the numbers right now. I'm worried about setting up the systems because I know the overall, the numbers are going to come, so don't get so caught up on just chasing a dollar right now. Work on getting the systems, getting everything in place. And just like you said, you have a purpose behind everything. You're trying to help somebody out. That's what your focus is on. The money comes after that.
I used to, at the beginning, I remember I'd come in like, my price is this. And the client would go, well, I only have this. And so then I would try to scale my service down, right? She wanted me to change my price. And now I'm like, all right, well, can you tell 5 women at your church that I did a good job for you? Yeah, I can. I go, great. I'll take $500 off your year, And like, I did a lot of jobs early on at cost, and a lot of people tell you not to do that, but it got me clients, man. It got me into people, and then I know my service level will get me more. My dad had a saying. He told me. Now, my dad told me this when I was 16. This is a horrible thing. Actually, 15. This is a horrible thing for a 15-year-old to hear, but it's a great thing to know and be confident at 30 when you're hustling.